Most business owners ask the same question when they start looking at door access control. How much is this going to cost per door? The frustrating part is that the answer is not a single number, because access control is really a system. You are paying for hardware at the door, the equipment that powers and controls it, the software that manages it, and the labor to install it correctly. In this video, I'm going to break down what actually drives cost, what ranges are realistic in 2026, and what hidden line items catch people off guard. First, let's define what we mean by door access control. At a minimum, it is a way to decide who can open a door, when they can open it, and how you track it. That usually includes a credential like a card, fob, Bluetooth, or PIN, a reader at the door, a locking method like an electric strike or magnetic lock, and a controller that makes the decision. Then you need software to enroll users, set schedules, and pull audit logs, which of course leads us to how much does all that actually cost? A realistic way to think about pricing is per door, because each door needs its own combination of hardware, wiring, and installation work. Industry guides commonly cite broad ranges, often landing somewhere between roughly $1,500 on the very low end for basic setups to around $3,500 on the high end. That may be a wide range, but it's because there are so many variables at play. Let's break it down into 4 main cost drivers. The first cost driver is the door hardware itself. A reader can range from budget RFID to higher security, multi-technology models, and price varies a lot based on what you choose. One industry breakdown puts door readers roughly in the $150 to $600 range. Then you have the locking method. Some doors can use an electric strike fairly easily. Other doors need a magnetic lock or something more specialized like latch retraction, which can raise both hardware and labor costs. The key point is that the door itself determines what is possible. A single glass storefront door is a different project than a secured interior door with a crash bar. The second driver is the controller, or if a server is needed. The controller is the piece that signals permissions for users accessing the door to grant or deny entry. Servers are needed for scalability over a network of doors, or even multiple sites. Door controllers range from $400 to $800, and a server can cost a couple of $1,000s. The third driver is wiring and labor. This is the part many people underestimate. If the building is finished, pulling wire can be the most expensive piece. If you need to get cable from a network closet to a door access across the building, you are paying for time and materials. This is why 2 buildings with the same number of doors can be very different in their totals. The fourth and final driver is the software model. Most modern on-premise access control platforms do not have licensing fees. However, advanced AI features will have an annual license charge. Cloud-based solutions have a monthly fee based on the number of doors. If you go cloud managed, you are usually trading a larger upfront software purchase for recurring per door fees. Cloud-based fees range from $15 to $25 per door per month. So instead of giving you one vague estimate, here are 3 practical budget tiers that match how access control is commonly purchased. We'll start with the most standard one. Let's call it Tier 1. Single door kits that include 1 reader, software, standard door strike, and a straightforward installation where wiring is not difficult. This is where you may see per door totals closer to the lower end of common ranges, $1,500 to $2,500. Tier 2 is a more robust solution with higher security features and readers, and a straightforward installation where wiring is not difficult. This is where you may see per door totals closer to the median end of common ranges, $2,000 to $3,000. Tier 3 is a server-based solution where scalability is needed over multiple locations where single management is required. This is where you may see per door totals range from $2,500 to $3,500, plus the servers needed, which will be an additional cost. By this point, you should start getting a rough idea of what tier you or your business would fit under. That being said, there are some hidden costs you should be aware about before clicking off this video. The first is going to be ongoing licensing and support. Even if the hardware looks affordable, the software and support model can turn into a meaningful operating expense. That's a bit unavoidable though. Many pricing guides, like one from Avigilon, explicitly call out ongoing licensing fees as a standard part of modern access control. The second is door condition and code requirements. If you have fire-rated doors, special egress requirements, or doors that require certain hardware for safety and compliance, you cannot always choose the cheapest option. The correct solution has to keep people safe and keep the building compliant. The third hidden cost is credential management. Cards and fobs cost money, and there's also the human cost of issuing them, deactivating them, and managing turnover. If you want mobile credentials, there may be additional licensing as well. Last, But not least is the fourth integration. If you want access events to trigger camera bookmarks, alarms, or automatic notifications, the platform must support it and the integration must be configured and tested. Those are real labor hours. Ultimately, door access control is not a single product. It is a combination of door hardware, control equipment, software, and labor. The cheapest system on paper can become expensive when you factor in installation reality and ongoing licensing. And the most expensive system is not always necessary if your goal is simply to control a few doors and keep clean audit logs. If you want even more in-depth help, then call our specialist today. Links in the description. Thanks so much for watching.